shit.
Alrighty.
I don't like that. That's fine. Can we put this back here?
Fair.
And turn it down a little bit.
Go off. Perfect.
I feel immersed.
You do? I'm glad.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
My Gatorade.
So...
Immerse me.
It's... to start us off, it's very funny that you pulled up your character sheet. Because you're going to be playing as Styx first.
Bruh.
And I just sent you their character sheet.
I just closed Discord.
Right there.
Oh.
It's in the campaign.
DM's eyes only.
Just in case anyone looked in.
It's so funny.
But yeah. You are, I made you an archer.
Okay.
Because I figured that was simple enough and
I'm very
fit
simple.
what was going on.
By an arcane archer?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And all the abilities I chose for you are specialized around hunting and trapping.
Insane. This isn't water.
Go off.
Okay.
But with that, we swap back to a god. Swap back to God, for real.
On man. Amen.
So true. So Styx.
Hi.
You are living your life as you normally do.
As one is wont to.
As one is wont to do. You are currently traveling on the road. You are following a lead that was given to you by your ally, Morden. Morden.
This bitch.
Because about... Where did I write down the timeline? About 4 weeks ago, let's just say your blood hunter showed up and tried to ambush you on a job. You managed to get the upper hand and kill them instead. However, it was a bit of a hasty and messy kill, since you were, surprised. So you and Morden are currently trying to track down where your friend might have reconstituted themselves. Your bud. Your buddy. But Morden is sometimes capable of overhearing certain conversations of his other half as a nature of their own connection. And the lead that he has given to you is that he overheard something from a veil. Specifically the name Murkstone. Morden does not know who or what that is, but was able to give you the name. And you were relatively close to a city you have been to many times before, Sorum, the city in which the Onyx clan reigns. So you figured you would reach out with some of your contacts there and try to see what they could tell you about Murkstone. You are about just now entering a little no-name village, just over a day's travel from Sorum. You had arranged to meet up with one of your contacts here in a small ramshackle tavern. There's some activity going on here. It looks like there's some sort of Iron Conscription battalion passing through, but they don't generally trouble you if you don't trouble them, so it's easy enough to ignore them. You enter a tavern, and it doesn't look like your contact is currently here. What would you like to do?
What would I like to do?
Yeah.
I would love to... I'm at a tavern.
Yes.
I would love to get a drink, because I feel like that's just the kind of guy owl I am.
Mm-hmm.
Gael.
Fair. Alright.
Yeah. Saunter up. Clip clop.
Yeah. The tavern keeper has probably met you once or twice before.
A little old me.
He gives a little hand wave. Hello. What can I get you today?
Voice.
Whatever you want.
uh, yeah. It's just gonna be like this, I guess. Yeah. Uh, I guess you don't really recommend anything, do you?
I mean, we got a dark ale that I just finished. It's about ready to be served if you want something nice and new. If you want something more tried and true, I got some wine in the back.
Not really one for wine. I'll try your dark ale.
Alrighty. He heads on over, you watch as he pours you a pint. Okay.
Yeah.
And you hear as the door open, and you glance over your shoulder to see your contact, Ta Zota.
Oh my god, he's so beautiful.
Oh my god. He is one of the prospective heirs of the Onyx clan. He is when he is not doing stuff for the clan, he is a mercenary, much like yourself. You've maybe even worked on some jobs with him before. He's your closest connection in the clan. He kind of looks around for a moment, sees you, raises a hand in greeting, and comes to sit beside you. Hey, sorry, took me a bit longer than I expected to get here.
Like 5 minutes, barely.
Glad you didn't have to wait long.
No, take your time when it comes to... Yeah, take your time.
It's rather fortuitous that you contact me now. I know you're not the biggest people/crowds person, but my esteemed mother is actually getting married soon, and you are, as always, a friend of the family. So even if you're not interested in the party aspect, there is at least going to be some good free food and alcohol if you're interested.
So a wedding?
Yeah.
Never much liked weddings.
Fair enough.
But I'll come, maybe, if you're extending an invitation. Feels like it might be rude to reject it.
It's not a formal, invitation. I know it's not really your scene, but I figured I'd put the offer out there.
It's kind of you.
Of course. So, called me here. What can I do for you?
I definitely remember what I was supposed to ask you about.
The name Merkstone.
Oh, right,
That's
yeah.
all you have.
So there's this chap, we'll call him, I've heard of. I was wondering if you heard of it before. A fellow named Merkstone. Fellow, woman, fellow.
I'm not much for local politics. However, I have heard the name in passing. From what I know, up until a couple weeks ago, he was a bit of a humble captain of the Iron Conscription.
Yes.
One of the good ones,
Oh,
thankfully. Traveled around this area, helping people out. Never met him, but supposedly a good guy. And then a couple weeks ago, apparently he got this notion in his head. I'm not really sure the details, but he started gathering up other conscription groups, other battalions, and he's pulling them together underneath his leadership with these promises of order and whatnot. Honestly, my mother would be able to better answer your question.
And what's the likelihood that I could talk to your mum?
I mean, if you want to come to Zoram with me, because I'm heading back there after this, relatively high.
I mean, I would like to hear it straight from the dragon's mouth. That is meant to be a compliment to your mum.
No, I know.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
Just making sure you're clear on that. I'm not trying to insult royalty or nothing.
Royalty is a strong word, but...
It's complimentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll come back with you. It sounds fun. Sounds fun.
You and him begin to shoot the shit for a little longer, enjoying your drinks, chatting, him also complaining about having to be stuck at a party. At least you'll have the excuse of being able to walk away while he's forced to be in the wedding party. When you hear the door open once again and some more, I don't know if I say this word right, Racorus, a rabble of young people enters, Iron Conscription soldiers. They're talking amongst themselves relatively loudly, though it's so overlapping that it's kind of difficult to tell what they might specifically be saying. And they approach the barkeep. Pee pee poo poo. For real. Pee pee poo poo.
Yes.
And they approach the barkeep and begin to order seemingly these celebratory rounds for each other. Yeah.
Work.
Ta kind of glances over at them, and then like kind of does a quick double take. Oh, I actually think that's some of his band right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I recognize a couple of them. I know they work in this area. And up until a couple weeks ago, he was the only captain in the area, so...
I like pick up my drink, like very gingerly, like, and get up. Very like, let's go ask them what they're celebrating then.
Sure thing. He gets up, kind of shifts his greatsword on his back and follows after you.
She walks over like kind of like, but like she's obviously very like run down like a building now. Like she's fucked up. Mm-hmm. She's got like scars and like really close cropped hair and like eye bags and like 3-day-old makeup. Mm-hmm. But you know it's.
I support it.
She's got like dirt under her nails and they're really short.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she'll walk up to one of the tables. I'll walk up and she'll put down her cup like kind of hard and like lean in. What you boys celebrating today?
A few of them glance over to you, and some of them begin to like talk loudly over each other to answer you, already seeming to be like maybe they've had a little too many drinks before they even got here. Yeah, exactly. Probably fresh off the road. When one of them kind of like shoves the other and speaks up, she, a young dwarven woman, goes...
And girls.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, appreciate it. Wait, I lost my spot. Oh, fuck. There we go. Well, you're mighty right that we are celebrating. We have had... You know, it's rough being a traveling warrior. I'm sure someone of your type could agree and understand. Sorry.
Sure can.
But it looks like our days of struggling with low numbers might be over soon.
You recruiting or something?
Not specifically recruiting, but we will probably get some recruits for this. We did at least in the last town we were in.
What's that kind of, what's happened to turn your tables lately and I guess getting you more folks for the reserve, so to say?
Well, about, 3 days ago now, our captain has finally made it so we have a unified, proper leader of the whole conscription. And she kind of almost knocks over her drink and takes a moment to, like, fix it. He has gathered up all the captains, he's spoken with some of the elder members, and he has been chosen as our commander. And so he's bringing us all together and organizing proper patrols and battalions. And everything's gonna be just so much more easier now, and we have resources now. It's gonna be great, glorious.
Sounds like an important man.
Yeah, well, he's pretty important. He was pretty great before this even, but now he's got this fire in him, you know, this passion. And he even, I don't know how. I didn't see it happen, so I don't know how. I don't know when it even happened. Just one day he shows up and he goes, I've made an ally for us who will help us in this great push for order and control. And he's got this fucking powerful person backing him up. It's crazy. Oh God, you're going to see it soon. But, oh my goodness, it makes so much sense why we're getting so many recruits.
Sounds, good for you, lass. Like, just, like, pat her on the shoulder, like, hearty.
Thanks. Can I get a drink? Or your name. And as she's saying this, you feel this kind of, like, tug in your gut, this, like, swooping sensation, like we were talking about earlier.
Swooping. Swooping is bad.
And you feel movement against your ears as Morden's voice is whispered to you. And he says, Styx, you need to get out of there. You need to run. You're not prepared for this.
You know, I would love it. You know, ordinarily, I love it if you buy me a drink. But right now, absolutely fucking busy. I've got a wedding to cater, actually.
Styx,
so I best get going to that.
Cut off as you feel... Sorry, first you hear shouts outside of the townsfolk. First shouts of shock and maybe some fear, and then surprise and awe. Like, astounded awe. To a very praiseworthy degree. And then there's the sound of something very heavy impacting on the ground. Thump, thump, thump. Something very large outside. And then you hear a man's voice. It's too muffled for you to hear. Shut up. It's too muffled for you to hear. But you can distinguish a deep man's voice speaking.
Fell off.
Oh no.
What?
Where'd it go?
It's right here. You have to rethread it. You keep talking.
You can't make out what he's saying, but you can hear this man like almost proclaiming to the villagers outside. And the dwarven soldier straightens up and goes, "That's probably him now. He's just arrived."
How the fuck did this... There's not even like a separation in the...
Is there one in that?
No! Bitch, I think I just did a magic trick!
My god.
Whatever, man.
How in the world?
What the fuck?
Was it on that ring?
Yeah, it was on the ring, and it was like, it was on the ring like that.
What in the world?
I think I just did a magic trick.
For real?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Bro, I do not know. What the fuck? Hey, wild tricks for real.
Okay, whatever. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, well, do you know what a crap ragu is? I've got like 30 of them and she like slams her drink back. Lovely meeting you. Bye. Be seeing you. She heads right to the kitchen. Like she works there. Like she goes around back. She's like, I'll be right back. Goes out the back door.
You hear Ta behind you, like, apologizing and then trying to, like, hurry after you. And when the barkeep who bravely tried to stop you, Ta diverts him and is like, here's a few gold for your trouble, and then hurries out after you. You can vaguely hear him behind you calling like, Sticks, what's going on?
Oh, jilted lovers in town.
Who?
Just, how's your mother? Still old?
What?
Me too.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Look.
You hear another
lovely
loud cheer of praise and exultation in the town center, which is, there's really only a building between you and it right now.
I'm trying to avoid the crowds, because, I don't do well with crowds or anything, but I love the little sandwiches at weddings, so I'll come to your someone's wedding, some marriage.
Yeah.
Let's go to...
I mean, we have to go to the town gate.
We can climb a wall.
What?
Yeah, there's a guy back there that I don't want to see or talk to. I don't want to see me. If we sneak around, it's fine.
Hold on.
Okay.
He reaches up and pulls off his emerald green cloak and he almost goes to put it over your shoulders, then he stops. He's like, that's overstepping. Instead holds it to you. It's got a big hood. Just put it on. We'll just power through to the gate. It'll be fine.
Okay. But I've got to hold on to your arm or something,
Yeah.
I'm like an old lady.
Like an old... Totally.
Okay.
Totally. I believe in your performance.
Thanks.
Just shaking the performance.
Don't know if I do.
It's pretty good. Satyr
Oh,
moment.
it's fine.
Satyr moment.
Yeah, alright. Put it on.
Alright.
The horns.
Yeah.
They're small, though.
Alright. Ta begins to act as this kind of broad-shouldered figure, splitting, the icebergs as you go through the crowd.
Anti-Titanic.
Exactly, anti-Titanic. And it's not a ton of people. It's 30 to 40 people. And you can see some iron conscriptions and soldiers standing by the gate, seemingly looking up at the man who is speaking. You see this some kind of purple platform. There's too many people and too much things going on for you to tell in detail, but there is a man you can see above the crowd standing on it. He is a tall figure with ginger hair pulled back into a tie, scruffy beard. He's in a well-kept but also well-used suit of armor. And he's speaking loudly to the crowd, clearly the man who has been doing so. And you catch some of the tail end of what he's saying. It's hard to make out specifics what with people around you shouting and giving out cries of surprise, but you pick up as he is saying, it is a whole new age, not only for the conscription, but for the whole world of Nexus. My conscription under my lead will create order and control the chaos of our lands. The powerful forces of this world already recognize my drive, our drive, and he kind of gestures to the soldiers around him, our goals, and support it. And there is no greater proof to you than this right here. He kind of gestures along what he's standing on and then points up as you see raising up above the crowd, long neck.
Oh
of a
no!
Purple crystalline dragon as he stands on the ridged tail of
For
it.
sake!
She kind of seems to look over the crowd, not really taking in much of what's going on, just kind of there largely as a set piece. But he's gesturing to this dragon. Everyone's shouting in surprise and, oh, you convinced a dragon to help? Dragons are fucking powerful, and they usually don't listen to people. They do what they want.
Yeah.
And he continues, if dragons are already falling in line behind me, soon so will the other dangerous creatures of our land.
I mean, bitch.
And then we will put reins upon the magic. The magic that has done these things to us. And we will calm it. And this will all happen under the direction of the new conscription. And everyone who is able-bodied should do everything they can to help their neighbors, those weaker than themselves, those greater than themselves. We need to all work together in these days. I happen to have heard about a group of trolls that had killed some travelers recently. Vorsig. And he gestures up to the dragon, who... she's so tall that it was difficult to initially make out, but she is holding something in her mouth.
Oh.
And she drops down... Are you laughing at trolls?
Yes!
She drops down a charred corpse of a large troll. So you've encountered them enough to recognize them. Vorsig here and I have taken care of this problem for you all as a show of goodwill and hope that you will all agree with me in this new goal. And the crowd begins to cheer, and you overhear some people going like, well, now that my wife has passed, I really need something to pass the time with.
I really need a full-time job. I'm just so bored.
My son's just come of age, and
really needs to get his shit.
Really needs to get out of the house, Stop playing League of Legends.
Sticks around. I know that one.
But people press forward, and you see some asking, like, how to sign up, how to, like, is there recruitment going on?
Oh my god, this is just fucking high school in America.
People seem very impressed, very, like, starstruck in this moment. And the man's gaze is sweeping the crowd. And Sticks, I need you to roll stealth for me. I forgot my dice, so I'm going to grab mine real quick.
Do you want mine?
I have them right over here in my bag. I just forgot to bring them with me.
Stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you get?
18.
Oh, champ.
12 plus 6.
You said 18?
Yes. 12 plus 6.
Poke. Where is my D20? Meep. Alright. So, he is glancing over the crowd, and your eyes meet for but a moment, a heartbeat, if anything at all. And there is an adrenaline-fueled pump of your heart in your chest, and and you can tell he knows too, especially since he already knows what you look like since you killed him not 4 weeks ago. And then you disappear into the crowd again, and you can see him like scanning the crowd trying to find you. He's lost you. You're too stealthy. But
Sorry, when he looks at me, I just give him one of these.
What?
I wanna...
And you see him start calling for his soldiers, gesturing towards the crowd. And then he looks up at the dragon and directs her head down towards him.
Bro, I can't win that fight.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep moving. Me and my grandson.
Yeah.
Making our way. I'm hobbling.
Yeah.
I'm limping.
They're not in front of the gate, but they are like right next to it.
Right. What is this guy's name again?
The guy.
No, my buddy Ta. Tazota.
Yeah.
Tazota. I'm holding on to his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Ta.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you value me as a friend or something?
A good amount.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Like an 8.
Like an 8? That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's really nice of you. Actually, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Those guys want to kill me.
That's not great.
No, it's not.
I'm guessing you want to try and sneak past them.
Oh well, I hate to die.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, not my favourite.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, tell me something.
The cloak I gave you.
Yeah, love.
It's invisibility.
What? You're pulling my dick.
No, it's for my mother.
Oh my god, how do I do it? Do I tap my shoes together like Dorothy?
You have to speak the command word in Draconic, but it's... And he says a word to you. I'm not going to make
My
some
tongue can do
garble sounds.
my tongue can do crazy things. Just tell me, love. Yeah, you told
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to make garbled noises because I feel like that's rude.
Garble, garble.
Garble, garble.
It's turkey.
He tells you the command word in Draconic, and then says, "Run for Soren. Tell them I sent you. You'll have the cloak. They know who you are. They'll let you into the manor. They'll hide you. I'll be not far behind."
You're not curious as to why they won't kill me.
Given your line of work, I'm sure there's an array of people who'd be happy to kill you for various reasons.
Yeah. Not my fault, though. And I disappear. I say the word, and I go fucking... Deuces.
Alright. So you now have advantage on any future stealth rolls.
Okay, I'm just gonna...
Yeah, you're gonna book it?
No, I'm gonna like...
It's
I'm
James
a golden
Bond
eye
music.
this shit.
Yeah. Alright. As you split up from Ta, you watch as he, like, just kind of openly walks towards the gate. Just kind of, like, his gait shifts from, like, you okay?
My sternum cracked. Yeah.
Sorry, King.
I'm good.
His gait shifts from, like, a very normal, I don't know, walk to, like, a very shoulders back man moment.
Yeah, my face fucking tits.
Yeah, I'm a man and I'm tough.
And my dick is out.
No.
Like, metaphorically.
But you see some of the soldiers kind of step forward and be like, Sir, have you seen someone on the shorter side? Horns, short hair. and they're questioning him. And they are still standing in front of the gate that you could navigate around them very easily. The worrying part is the dragon head that's now looking around, sniffing. So I need you to make another stealth roll as you try to directly duck past her. You want to pee?
Can I pee?
IRL
No,
pee?
like, can she pee? To throw off the scent, yes.
Just pee?
Yeah.
Out here in the open?
Because that'll throw off the scent.
I don't think that works how you think.
I think it does. I'm not actually gonna do that.
Roll a nature check.
Can I pee on command? Is that a 9 or a...
That's a 9.
9, okay. 9 plus 6.
15?
15.
Probably not gonna work.
Damn it, okay.
Because the smell's still gonna stick with you for a little bit.
Fair, okay, I will make a stealth check with what?
With advantage, because the invisibility.
18.
18. Alright, as the dragon head begins to swoop a bit lower, sniffing back and forth, looking for anything at all, you manage to duck past, through the gate, just kind of squeezing through.
Very babushka.
Yeah. And there are the woods ahead of you. However, there's more soldiers. You can see them camped here. You had seen them when you had arrived and hadn't thought much of it. But now it's a bit of a problem. However, with the invisibility cloak, it's much easier for you. And we will do a small time skip as you have a very harrowing next few 24 hours. And you arrive with the clam. I need you to skip to the next song. Please. I think you have to retell it to Loop. Yeah. Shout out to Emily.
And her greedy floorboards.
So true, so true. But Styx, you have been refuged with the clan for a little bit now. You had arrived to minimal fanfare as you were, being sequestered away. They had immediately taken you in. Next to no questions asked other than, toss sent you, Pog. Here's where we'll hide you. Is Ta okay? Okay, Pog. That's literally it. And then questions of, what do you want for dinner, dear? Your experience with the clan has always been that they are extremely prickly to outsiders. But once they consider someone a friend or an ally, they treat you as warmly as family. They've always been very welcoming, though you've seen how they've treated people they don't like. It's not good. But within a day of you arriving here, the clan had truly had to hide you. As they essentially had the Iron Conscription banging down their doors, questioning them, questioning why Ta was there, questioning why he was seen with you, if they know you, where you are. Ta arrived back safely, but says that he's pretty sure they know that he has connections to you, and the Iron Conscription has been continuous. However, they don't want, because of political ramifications, they can't force themselves in with the clan. However, it gets harder and harder by the day for the clan to deny things. However, wedding preparations have been going on. And you had heard from one of the passing by servants that the conscription has been calling in various favors from some contacts. Just being like, can you get a spy in there? And the clan has managed to rebuff most of them. Except for one group that is very, very determined and is now assisting the conscription and metaphorically, slamming the tree trunk against the door of the clan's manor. The Thorn Band.
Man.
Yeah, as mentioned, you've had very mixed dealings with the Thorn Band, primarily with your last life, in which you were a trusted member, and had a very good relationship with the Thorn Band. However, you know their goals, and you know that if they don't know who you are, and instead just know of your connections, you would probably be one of their prey that they would typically hunt. So it tracks that they'd agree to help here. Yeah. What do you think you spend your days doing as you are essentially hiding away inside the manor?
I'd probably get acquainted with the family. I would uselessly try to assist in whatever ways I could with various household tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Uselessly, because I don't know how to do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really my my modicum and modem.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck.
You tried to help out here and there. The servants are very confused at times, but happy to help you. A very motherly cook shows you how to properly season a stew you're trying to help with.
I make a lot of wine. I make a lot of cider.
Mm-hmm.
Of like
that makes
high
sense.
alcohol content cider. Yeah.
Ta appreciates it.
Yeah.
Family
recipe.
Yeah. It's been going well. And at one point during this, excuse me, you occasionally have like spar sessions with Ta. He says it's just to like keep his skills sharp. It's because he sparred everyone else in this manner so many fucking times. And you're a somewhat newer person, so it is more enjoyable to spar with you.
Yeah.
But they have, a private training space and whatnot, so it's easy enough. And as you're finishing up one of these such sessions, he's ducked out, presumably to go change and then take care of wedding business. There is an older, wanty gentleman standing at the door, arms folded behind him. I mean older, like 80.
Oh.
Yeah. Still hair tucked.
Yeah.
Go off. He has long white hair that's kind of braided back. He's very stately, very put together. You've met him before. You've taken jobs from him. This is the patriarch of the... You're looking in the wrong...
Okay.
Hello? Yeah. There you go. you are looking at the patriarch of the family, Setzi. He is the boss of the whole clan.
Oh, okay, got it.
The eldest member.
Yeah.
He has his arms folded behind you and is just kind of like waiting for you, very dignified as you finish up, and gives you like a very easy, tired smile when he sees that you've noticed him. Just when you have a moment, if you could.
Yeah. Just like, what can I do for you?
I don't wish to pressure you beyond what you're comfortable with. I understand everyone has their own pasts, their own complications, and you've always been a friend to the clan as a whole and to some of our family members. And I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Friends are always very important.
And hard to come by.
Exactly. I'm just concerned how long this can last, or could last. And I don't quite know the full details of what's going on. Again, there's no pressure to tell me, but anything you can or could tell me that could possibly help. Anything you could think of that might be of assistance would certainly be appreciated, as we intend to protect you for as long as we can. Though of course, I don't think any of us would say that with being a tad easier.
Well, I think specifically the one that wants to kill me most of all is that Magstone fellow. The ginger one.
The commander.
Yeah, the one that allied all of the little soldiers when he's playing pretend. Very convincingly pretend.
Prior to the last few weeks, I was on good terms with the captain, now commander, but he did many good acts in the area, was a kind soul, had a heart for those in need.
Yeah.
But the last few weeks, he has certainly not become cruel or cold-hearted, but certainly a changed person. And I hear tell that he even partook in a attack against a town, against a settlement, that one of my grandchildren was in. So I have some reservations about this man, and considering that, from what you're saying, he wishes violence upon you as well, all the more reason.
They all right?
Oh, you've met Nemesis before. Briefly, I think, but you have. Very briefly.
Refresh my memory, touch.
The tiefling.
Oh, small red.
Mm-hmm.
Tall red.
Yes.
Imagine.
Yes.
Right now. Damn. Alright.
Yes. I would like to stay on as, if not good, at least neutral terms with the conscription as possible. However, if this continues, I don't know how possible that is. What reasoning would he have for trying to rally other groups against you, especially the Thorn Band? Since, from what I know, they're a very zealous group and far more focused on their own individual goal than good or bad.
Well, you know, when one person is given absolute authority over a bunch of people who just really want to feel safe, and they think that this person can make them feel safe, that gives them a lot of power, as I'm sure you're aware.
Truly.
Yeah. But you mentioned something about Commander Magstone. Commander Magstone. But he wasn't a cruel soul or something, what you said there. I'd say he probably wasn't back when, month, whatever it was. But it might be, sir, that he just got a new soul.
I apologize, I don't quite follow.
Do you? Well, listen, you don't have to believe me on this front. Usually I tell people they're like, oh, you're fucking... Yeah, I am fucking crazy, first of all. Second of all, you're going to think I am, probably. But I'm used to it, and if you're gonna... I don't think, at least, I don't think it's in your nature or your family's nature just to make a promise and not follow through on it. The point is, do you, I think there's an angry god who wants me dead. And Magstone contains the drive of that desire to kill me and hunt me. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand the particulars of this.
Me neither.
But you have not steered us wrong before. You've always acted faithfully and honestly.
These dice and dice.
No, it's a skull.
Oh, huh.
Skull and moss.
Cute.
Yeah. And I trust your judgment. So while I may not understand this, I will take your word for it. In this case, it is... Sounds like it is a good man we have lost, then.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It is just a shame to see someone with such a humble legacy be tainted. But it seems like there's not much we can do about that.
Tainted, yeah, but he's putting it all gone.
Then
Parts stick around.
Then I guess we have to question what part was him and what part is this new aspect. But thank you. I will see what I can do with at least maybe speaking with someone more level-headed than the commander himself. Maybe we can make them see reason if they're not listening to such a borderline fanatic. Thank you, Styx. Have a good evening. Nods his head and turns and leaves.
Right.
Styx.
Yeah, love.
That night,
Oh, no.
you are getting ready for bed. No, you don't need to. When, as you are laying down, as you are falling asleep, so true, you feel the brush of movement against your ear once more in the edges of sleep, and hear the whispered words of Morden. I need you to come to court, dear. And you feel that swooping sensation. You blink and open your eyes in Morden's personal court. You are in his shack. It is not ramshackle, but it is humble. He does not see much use for pomp and circumstance.
Sure.
It is simple, wooden planks and logs and stone floor. You are currently inside of it, though. You have stepped outside before and know that it is on a large, empty plain of grass, and the skies above are filled with stars and galaxies, enough to know that this place is a place within places, so to speak. A demi-plane. This is his personal home. And you are standing on the stone floor in the center of this largely empty room. is a stone basin, rounded, with this kind of murky, almost purple water in it that you know that he uses to look upon certain targets for his goals. It's part of how he is able to listen in on a veil. And as you appear here and kind of blink, resource yourself out, you feel the shift in the air and see him standing there. He's adjusting his long cloak. You can see some smears of dark liquid on his arm. He has probably recently either cursed or blessed someone. It can be hard to tell when he supplies his blood to someone and does his works. But he kind of strains himself out. Styx, good to see that you survived.
So far, yeah. When are you going to let me try drinking that, by the way?
It would kill you. So.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it, though? Speed up the process before this... Why does he get to be ginger?
Do you want to be ginger?
No. Maybe.
Well, I have no control, ironically enough, over your cycle, though. We can hope. Maybe we'll get something fun next time around, but of course, we'd rather lessen the amount of times you go through the cycle.
I do like the people I've got on this run. I might have like the other people, don't remember much. Do I? Anyways, what's with the curtain call? What's with the house call? You're like a doctor. Visiting my house. I might as well be visiting your house. Backwards a bit.
I overheard something from Vale, as I tend to do. It appears that they have tired of this repeating game of cat and mouse. Not enough to fully end it, at least not themselves, but enough to want it to be sped up. Apparently they have decided that the creation of 2 loyal servants is worth less if it takes such a long time, and they would be fine with 1 loyal servant instead of 2. And so they have put the leech into play.
The what?
The leech.
Like the bug?
Yes.
That sucks blood.
In a way, what you and your sibling were made are indeed leeches in a form, but this is a leech that would feed upon the predator's blood.
Yes.
It is a weapon that Avail has input enough power in that it would rip what energies you have gathered through your cycles and instead give it to the one who used said weapon to kill you. So in a way, it is a way of speeding up the process, as it is guessed that you two are about halfway through the amount that is needed. So they intend for either you or your fellow blood hunter to obtain the weapon and use it on the other to rush along the process. But apparently, in their little game of insisting they don't have favorites, shocker, they've chosen a favorite. Your sibling has made quite a large deal of endearing themselves to Avail, which is problematic, as I suspect he either has or soon will have the leech. And so I wish to, I guess, preach caution too. Not that you aren't already cautious, but I cannot see the future or read minds or anything of that sort. But if you come face to face with the leech, you need to flee, most likely. As one kill was all it would take to cut off your cycle for good. And elevate your something to the status that you know of. So whether that means you flee on foot or take the weapon for yourself and make that decision, or if you manually reset your own cycle, it would be best if you do what it takes. If you want to survive, that is.
Do you know what common weapon it is? Delete.
Do you recall your first death?
No.
Would you be opposed to me reminding you?
Yeah, just a bit. I don't like remembering any of them. Like,
I'm not feeling particularly myself today.
Ugh.
I think it would be best if I showed you.
Fine.
And he reaches out. No, and takes your arm.
Duh. I don't like this.
He reaches out.
Brother.
He reaches out, and as he does, you can feel the needles in his fingertips sink in. In an energy similar to yourself sucking blood, you feel him inputting his blessing, his curse into you. And oh no, it's fine. Okay.
I've been zucked.
That might have to be different because it would change some lore things.
Yeah. It's good.
Random gap of silence.
No, I paused. It's fine.
But as he inputs the blood into you,
Ew.
You find yourself kind of jerked forward a step, almost through him as he dissipates into mist.
No, come back.
And you find yourself standing in a basement. Candles flickering around you. A circle drawn in chalk on the ground in front of you as the bodies of your coven lay dead around you. Slaughtered.
It's rough.
Yeah. The horrifying being that appeared and slaughtered your coven has been banished. It's difficult for you to remember the details now, as what Morgan is showing you is the specifics of what he thinks you need to know. So what you see is Vale standing in the middle of the circle, their arms folded gently in front of them. Pale blue robe kind of fluttering around. They have just explained the rules of their proposed deal to you. You and your sibling are either slaughtered here and now, or you agree to partake in their little game. And as Avail finishes explaining, they place down on the ground in the middle of the circle a weapon. And you meet Danica's eyes across the circle. You're twins. You know each other's expression. And you can see when she makes the decision and immediately lunges forward and grabs the weapon. Daddy! She raises it towards you, already crying. I'm sure you're in shock. And she just says, "I'm sorry, pass." And pulls the trigger on the little revolver. Yeah.
What the fuck?
You are killed with a simple shot to the head, and the cycle begins. That was nearly 80 years ago now. Maybe closer to 90. It's so hard to tell at this point. But you are... As the mist kind of gathers around you once more, you find yourself with Morden releasing your arm and stepping back. That is the leech. The power to begin and end a cycle. A blood hunt.
That's a fucking gun. Like a revolver.
That's the form it takes.
Ah.
It's the form that you and your sibling would have feared most in a weapon.
Gun devil.
Gun devil! Well, what's the weapon that somebody in that time would fear the most?
Gun.
Gun! Bazooka!
Bazooka. It's a bazooka. Harpoon. She nukes me from orbit.
Yeah. Nuke devil.
No. Chainsaw Man ate nukes. Remember?
Yeah.
And Nazis.
And Nazis. Go off. Do you say anything as more than just simply puts his arms back behind his back and is watching you?
You didn't have to grab me like that. I think you just wanted to put your hands on me.
Thought you liked it when I did.
Okay, well, can I go now?
Yes.
Cool.
Rest well, little hunter.
Thanks, Dad.
Don't go.
What else could it go?
Daddy! Sir! I missed
Thanks,
you.
Father.
You feel that familiar swoop in your gut, and you open your eyes to morning. You go about your day, doing this and that, maybe training some more, maybe doing some idle research or trying to ask people like, "Hey, have you seen a gun anywhere? Do you know who I
Do you
can
know a
talk
gun?
to about like
A gun?
a gun? Is there like a collector maybe?
Do you have any guns?
Do you have a gun?
Can I have a gun?
You haven't seen Ta much today, but at one point a servant approaches you and hands you a note from Ta saying that he's receiving some guests, but asking if afterwards you'd like to spar with him.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Are you agreeable to spar with him? Are you going to go to the spar room?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the spar room.
Hell yeah.
Fight me, Ta.
As you begin to walk, your mind trying to get yourself in a place where like, yeah, I can spar, I can throw a punch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about guns and
Guns.
slings and
Wait, I'm not gonna worry about guns.
you briefly pass the entrance hall, where you can see at the end of it there's this like group of people that are talking with Richu, the matriarch. A variety of races. You see Nemesis kind of catch your gaze and give a little hand box. You do see a metal box. Actually, no, you wouldn't see a metal
No!
box.
Just a bear.
Not even the bear. But you see them being received by the family. Ta's there and all that. You continue past to the training room. And as you arrive First, I need you to change the song to the next one.
Yes.
Second, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Papa. With disadvantage?
Yes.
Papa. 6 plus 8.
2.
It's
8.
It's 8 total.
8, and this is not a spell, so don't worry there. You hear you have high perception, so you hear the sound before it hits you. You hear the little boop, just the smallest boop, as a sleeping dart hits the side of your neck. Laced not with straight up sleeping powder or whatever,
Ketamine.
but already drugged blood to better impact you.
They know.
And you stagger. And it takes you a moment. You don't see anyone else here. You don't really know what has just happened. You spin and you can't see the person who hit you. And then you hear the familiar thump of a teleport as a person appears in front of you in a cloak and a thump, thump, like something being sent up a tube.
Oh, there goes Male Team's like,
and you collapse. And as this person reaches out and grabs you, beginning to pull you up by
like
your lapels. Yeah, like a cat. You see a slip of the cloak and you see an iron conscription insignia.
Oh, I hate those guys.
You can hear voices behind you, and as your vision is fading out, you see a group of people standing at the door, shouting and beginning to rush forward as this person teleports away with you.
Bro. That's gonna be fun combat for them.
Well, it's not even gonna be combat,
Damn.
technically.
Is it okay if I keep drawing on this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Of course. You come back to consciousness to noticing pain on your shins, on your knees, on your ankles, all the front. And as you open your eyes, everything is blurry, fuzzed out. You're confused. You are being dragged up a wooden staircase. There is an armored knight on either side of you, holding you by your arms and dragging you rather painfully up the stairs. And right away from the familiar clank of the armor, the smell they carry on them, it just stirs a nostalgia deep inside you, and you know instinctively that they're Thornband. You are being dragged up these stairs onto some kind of platform. It is so hard to make out details. Nothing is making sense. Everything is in this dragged blur, but you can make out a crowd watching. And there is a large man speaking to this crowd, horned, curling back and then forward, and another set arching up.
Oh, no. Never mind.
He has gray hair and beard. You're having a hard time placing him, but you know that he is the leader of the Thorn Band.
For little old me.
He is
oh, right.
speaking,
That makes sense, actually.
he is speaking to the crowd, and it's so hard for you to make out. And your hands are tied while these knights hold your shoulders, but it's not the best tie. You could maybe try and wiggle free if you really wanted. But you pick up the tail end of what this large tiefling man is saying as a threat upon us all. The causes of this horrible situation we are all now forced to deal with. These beings care not for the problems and deaths and disasters their actions cause, and they will continue to do them, and worse, if not stopped. They hide among us, and I knew. Fungus. They hide among us and must be put down before they can do worse than has already been done to all of us. And this here is one of such attempts, and we will make an example of them. Yes, they are not one of these horrendously powerful beings, but are in fact a very close confidant and assistant to one. Well, not one, not even two, but three of these beings. And for that, they will be put to death. I see the Among Us. For real. The Among Us eyes. Yeah. And for that, they will be put to death. Normally, we, the Thorn Band, would take care of such an act. But this murderer here killed someone very dear to an ally of ours. And this person has requested to carry out the sentence. Sticks, your vision sharpens for a moment to see someone else walking up the stairs that you were just dragged up towards you. Armored and with a cloak pulled over it all, it's Commander Murkstone.
Man, I hate
Darcy
this guy.
Murkstone. Your vision blurs again, and you can see Danica. You can see Goliath. You can see an elf. You can see the dozens of blood hunters and blood hunted that your other half has been. And it resharpens, and Murkstone holds your gaze. All you can see in their eyes, there's no remorse. There is simply a resigned understanding. And you watch as Murkstone pulls aside his cloak briefly to show you something at his belt.
He's got a gun!
He's got a gun. No! What have you got? A gun!
No!
An item of blackened metal, worn after years and years of use and notched from the hardships it's been through. Its barrel scratched, but somehow it's still intact. A revolver. The same one you were killed with nearly 90 years ago now. Murkstone glances away for a moment. Speaking to the crowd, your vision is like your vision. Your ears are ringing too much to really hear what he's saying, and you have but a moment of distraction as you see Murkstone's thumb already beginning to press along the revolver, beginning to pull it up from his belt.
What's around me besides that? Is there anything?
There's the two knights holding on to you. You can see long swords on their belt. You can see daggers strapped to them. Your hands are technically tied behind your back, but it's not.
Are there swords like sheathed?
One of them is. The other one is not.
Okay. So I'm like a satyr.
Mm-hmm.
Can I are they holding me?
They've got like
their hands
pressure down on your shoulders.
Can I try and get my okay. I want to get my hands free and kick back at one at the same time to make him fall back. Can I do that?
Roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
First, see if you can get to the point of releasing your hands.
Sleight of hand. 16.
Poke. It's easy enough to slip free of the ropes you've been tied many times, and not even in a fun sense. Though, of course, it could be fun sense too. But,
Papa.
but you managed to slip it. And if you are wanting to pull away from them and roll back.
I'm not wanting to roll back. I want to kick backwards like a mule.
Mm-hmm.
In the shin.
Okay. Roll an unarmed attack.
Okay, so attack roll.
Yeah.
What's that? Strength?
I think it's under actions. I think it can show under actions. Right, an unarmed
unarmed is +3.
You also have your ram.
13.
13. That hits.
It hits?
Yeah, these are just average run-of-the-mill
soldiers. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that does... I'm gonna say it was a ram. Can we say it was a ram? Because it's like a mule kick.
Yeah, I'll say that it has the same impact as your horns hitting.
Okay, it's 3 damage. Points of bludgeoning damage.
All
real
right.
bad. You know, like when a horse like kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear the knight cry out. Were you aiming for anywhere specific or
His knee?
His knee. That's what I was picturing too.
Yeah.
You see him
bad.
crumple and yell out in pain.
That's never gonna heal, right?
Yeah.
I've ruined that man's life.
Mm-hmm. You have.
His career's over.
Exactly. You are now free, but you are on a stage with still another knight, the downed knight, Commander Merkstone with a gun.
He's got a gun!
And the leader of the Thorn Band, along with who knows how many other soldiers off the stage.
Are they doing anything?
This is like bullet time.
Bullet time? Okay.
They are turning towards you in shock. You can see Merkstone has just pulled the first part of the barrel free of his belt.
Okay, I'm gonna... I know what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work up my resolve for 0.001 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try... My hands are free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to grab the sword of one of the guards and, like, the one that I didn't kick.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, maybe surprised, I don't know. And pull it out from, like, his scabbard. Ooh, this is so fucked up. I'm gonna stab myself through the chest.
I will say, if you're not dodging, you can give yourself advantage.
On hitting myself?
I mean, if
I'm not wearing armor.
Yeah, if you're not wearing armor...
Because I'm a monk. I don't wear armor.
Well, this one is not. You're wearing leather armor.
Okay.
I think if you're aiming
mind.
for yourself, you know...
Yeah.
You're not dodging.
Not dodging. So advantage.
Yeah.
Woo. That's... it's like, we'll say it's a rapier, maybe.
Sure.
19 to hit, so yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
It's 1d8. I have to get my health down.
No.
I've set myself
No, I'll say that the poison already dropped you to a low health. Yeah. As you sink the blade into your chest, you can hear instantaneously cries of horror and fear in the crowd. You can see the Thornbane commander shouting in shock, and something almost like recognition entering his eyes. You're not really sure what that's about. But as you fall away and hear your blood kind of splatter across the stage, you see your sibling as they last ditch try to raise the gun. And you hear the bang, but you're dead before impact.
That's a fucking... Who's marking a speedrun?
Speedrun! Hey, go ahead and let's go to the next song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Banger.
Can you loop it?
Yes.
Thank you. We're gonna do a little rewind.
Okay.
This is... I'd say 2 weeks before that.
Oh.
Stigmata. Stigmata. You live in a cabin not far at all from the Court of Winter. Technically, your cabin is within the Court of Autumn, but the Court of Autumn allows Stigmata / your family members to live there uninterrupted because of an agreement with the Horned Lord. And Stigmata is even occasionally allowed to be involved in jobs for them if you so wish, to be involved in raids and battles, mock and otherwise. You live here with your mother and your younger brother. You never knew your other parent. From what you know, they died long ago. You never met Chivalry's other lover, at least not properly. You've briefly seen her before, as Chivalry apparently met her during a hunt. They fell in love. It was originally a one-night stand that brought Tosca into your life, but they ended up talking more and more the last couple years. And you know that Chivalry is gone right now. She had told you to go and ask for her lover's hand in marriage.
Oh.
Chivalry has always wanted to at least provide a way for you and Tosca to live in the material plane if you so wished, to not be involved in the wild hunt if you so wished, and thought that this would be a suitable way, as she can't really bring her lover to the Feywild as it's dangerous enough for the court to know about you, her children, and the only reason that you and Tosca aren't really messed with to a greater degree is because the Master of the Hunt swore an oath to Chivalry to protect you two. How do you think Stigmata feels about Chivalry / her lover, what's going on there, about maybe living on the material plane, stuff like that?
She feels mostly neutral.
Mm-hmm.
She's happy that her mom's happy.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of feels jilted sometimes. Why hasn't she gotten to meet them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why hasn't Tosca, like, been able to see them? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mom!
Mm-hmm.
But she's, she's content,
Mm-hmm.
if a little... It's been her life, that's all she's really
Mm-hmm.
known is
Mm-hmm.
the winter court.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty normal to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in this cabin, though you're not ever really left alone unless you wish to be left alone. Various people of the courts visit, or you're even able to go into some of their cities proper and whatnot. You're given a pretty free reign. When you were younger, you were often escorted by one of the members of the hunt, particularly one in particular who has done a variety of your basic schooling, as well as even some training, maybe monk training if that's what you want, or just other training. He is a darkling by the name of Crow.
Oh!
Darklings are fae that are, for various reasons, cursed by the Summer Court that light will slowly kill them. So Crow can only come out in the dark, or else he ages very slowly. However, in the last year, as a reward for dutifully helping you and Tosca and doing whatever has been required of him, he has been gifted the runic tattoos that allow him to go into light without literally exploding.
Thank God.
Because darklings go off like a bomb in light. How do you think you feel about Crow, and how do you think Stigmata?
What's he like? Is he nice to me?
He's nice. He's on the quieter side. He's very sarcastic.
I think Stigmata talks enough for the both of them.
Mm.
And she doesn't mind, banter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's the kind of person that will, like, switch out your sugar for salt, and then when you catch him in it and go, why would you do this prank to me? How could you? And I'm like, yes, it was funny, but how could you? He's like, that's a very serious accusation. I could bring this before the court and get you exiled right away.
Their interactions, if any of that shit would happen,
Mm-hmm.
is just be like she would drink something and it would
Mm-hmm.
be salt instead of sugar, and she'd just keep drinking it. And there would be no implication that anything has happened, but she knows and he knows, but neither of them admit it.
Yeah, you've learned over the years.
Yeah, they just stare at each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He is a prankster in the most subtle of ways, and is very, very dry about sense of humor. Cool art. What?
I love it when Ned just sends me shit.
It's good. I enjoy it.
Me too.
Do you think you learned your monk skills from Crow, or did you teach yourself? Did you learn from somebody else?
I think it was a combination of like Mama and Crow, and then also a lot of drinking alone. Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
All right.
Or like I'm sure that I have friends.
Yes.
Among the, so
Yeah.
I think that all of us got really into like certain styles of fighting, and we like it's like one of those weird like club things, and like where you're all like really like fancy, but then like you also like punch each other and you punch each other's shit. I don't know. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of your friends, you've had friends. Sometimes
I think Stigmata also likes to tell stories, and she stole all of them from like Jackie Chan movies. Wait, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
She
you can in the future.
Yeah.
It can be hard to tell if you have a friend or not sometimes in the Feywild. But you ended up having a good group of friends. Some slightly older than you, some slightly younger, some your age. With Fae, it can be nebulous. Though recently, a lot of them have begun to do their own things. Some of them have become fully involved in the Autumn Court. Some have returned to the Winter Court. Most of them have even gotten recruited by the Wild Hunt. In which case they do not belong to one court formally, but answer to the Horned Lord. Do you think Stigmata would want to join the Wild Hunt, or no?
What does the Wild Hunt do?
The Wild Hunt owes no allegiance to one specific court, but instead to just a specific Archfey, who does not have a court he rules over. He lives within the Winter Court, but he does what he likes. He is the Horn Lord, the master of the hunt. And when there is not a hunt going on, you're pretty much free to do whatever you like. However, when a hunt begins, the master of the hunt, through whatever machinations or desires or visions or you don't really know, will come up with a quarry. Sometimes it's a great monster. Sometimes it's a plain traveling beast. Sometimes it's a person who's wronged him. Sometimes it's somebody who played a bit too serious of a joke on him. Usually, though, it's something that is an intense, powerful quarry. And the Horn Lord will open the pathway to the quarry, and the Wild Hunt begins. It is unending until the prey is killed. It is chaos. It is, when you partake in the hunt, you are possessed with a fervor and determination and fanaticism. You've seen your mother as she is pulled into a hunt. You've seen the way she loses herself and becomes gleeful in the hunt and the prey and the predator. Some love being in the hunt. Some are terrified of it. During the hunt, you are not yourself.
No, she wouldn't have any interest.
Fair.
She likes who she is.
What does Stigmata think of potentially the Horned Lord? Because you would have met him briefly before.
What does he do?
In the day-to-day, when there is not hunting, he's a very chill dude.
Oh.
He hangs out. He hangs out with hunters who stick around. He mainly relaxes. He's a very, I want you to picture, Dionysus, laid back, laughing, hanging out with people. Then the hunt begins, and he is all predator.
Is he hot? What does he look like? Is he fine? Like, what's he?
He's fine. I'll get into a description later.
This sucks, man.
He's
Go
hot.
on. Okay. She probably like, I don't know. She probably like gets on with him fine. She probably has a like decent opinion, you know, since he is the reason she and her family are able to be there.
Mm-hmm.
She's grateful for that, but she doesn't really like his whole thing with the hunt.
You know that the wild hunt is something that is, for whatever reason, required to happen. You're not sure the details, but you know that when a master of the hunt is slain, a new one is appointed by powers unknown, just kind of like spontaneously, and they are similarly possessed. You know, he's not forever been the master of the hunt. But from what you understand, he's been a well-liked one. And he's pretty chill. He does not force the possession onto people. I suppose some people who are part of the Wild Hunt are from the previous periods and were brought in through various means that were not always consensual, so to speak. However, from what you know of this one, he's generally good and enjoys the fun of it and wants others to be having fun with him.
Okay.
We've heard that he is well beloved.
Oh, work?
Yes. And you've, from what little Chivalry has told you about before him, she was forced to join the hunt by the master before him. But she enjoys working under him, and he is the one that made the oath to protect her children. So yeah.
Fair. Yeah. I think she likes the individual, doesn't want to work under him.
Understandable.
Yeah. It's like, I like you, but I don't like your job.
When 8 years ago, your mother came home with a freshly born baby, born amidst the hunt.
Oh, rough.
Yeah. What do you think Stigmata felt?
Probably, I didn't know you could do that.
What do you mean?
Like, amidst the hunt, that you could just like have a kid. So she was probably like surprised. But she loves Tosca. She's like glad to not be an only child anymore.
Little boy.
A little guy.
By the way,
Little
picture
man.
of Tosca.
Oh, he's small.
Little small guy.
He's like little small guy.
Little small guy. Puck.
Yeah. She like looks after him and takes care of him. Doesn't like put it on herself to do that.
Yeah.
But just like hanging out with him.
Yeah. For before Tosca was born, if Chivalry wasn't on a hunt, she was home with you.
Yeah.
And while she was on a hunt, it was usually either Crow or there's a triad of autumn dryads that live nearby that would come and take care of you and stuff. When Tosca was born, for a long time she kept up similar, was only gone if there was a hunt. However, the last 2 years, she has occasionally taken like a weekend away as well, usually to visit her lover.
Yes, I was definitely like, why can't I come?
You do know that it is not your mother's choice who goes.
Right.
The pathway, because essentially, you know that the pathway nearby is only controlled by Archfey.
Right.
It can only be opened and closed by Archfey. Your mother says that she's never been allowed to bring you to. That's up to you how much you believe or how much you think she's truly asked. Or
is the Horned Lord an Archfey?
Technically, yes. Though
okay.
he
situationally.
Yes. He is technically only an Archfey during the hunt.
Right.
Yes.
Interesting.
He does not hold any political power.
Cool.
Yeah. When he's not, acting as the master of the hunt, he's kind of like a drifter.
Wow, insane.
He's just living a chill life. He's hanging out.
I mean, I guess, you know what? It's like on-off schedule.
Yeah. Sometimes
3 weeks on, 3 weeks off.
Yeah, sometimes he straight up hibernates.
That's really funny. Just sleeps.
Yeah.
Dude, me too. I wish that was me.
Awesome. Sorry, making sure I was at the right part. One fine morning, Stigmata. Maybe you're sleeping in a bit. You were up late the night before. This part of the autumn court, the time of day does not change. It is late evening always. A very warm, balmy autumn evening. But you are woken up by Tosca shaking your blankets, going, Steak! 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 Steak!
She just like goes like this. Yes. What do you need?
Crow's here.
Gracias.
Yeah.
You're shaking me so much still.
Yeah, we're going on a trip.
Oh, like, what? What?
We're going on a trip.
She like pushes his forehead back and sits up. What are you talking about?
He like pulls himself up off the ground. He's a little bit like a bowling pin, you know. Gets back up again. Okay. Crow came and said that we're going on a little trip.
You don't have your shoes on.
You hear the of bare feet across wooden floor to go and find his shoes.
As she gets up, she puts on a fucking whatever's on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Very fair. Very fair. Sleeps naked. Go off, queen.
No, she's like...
No, I get you.
She realizes like her long shirt on and she just puts pants on. That's it.
Tucks in.
It tucks it in.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You arrive to Tosca struggling to tie his shoes until eventually he just tucks in the laces and goes, I'm ready.
You're going to trip.
No.
Stay there. She gets down on her knee and ties his shoes for him. Yeah. Now you won't eat rocks.
Shit.
Shit. Yeah. No, Mom would think it's funny.
I was gonna make a joke about him, like, pinky promising you once that he'd never swear in front of your mother. But if you don't think that's the case.
It's like a jump scare.
Jump scare. Anyways. I'll get mad. Anyways.
Look at Poppy.
Caramel macchiato for real.
I love. Is that Charlie or Poppy?
That's Poppy.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yo!
He's beautiful.
I love.
He's Caucasian, but
He is Caucasian.
but she loves that suit outfit.
That sounds right.
Whore.
But Tosca has put a little hairband in. It's all ready to go. Got his shoes tied. He immediately books it out the door. And while you're busy tying up your own shoes and whatnot, he runs back in the door.
Hey.
Holding a little wrap of fabric. Chroma breakfast.
What is it? Okay.
You open. It is a honey pecan sticky roll.
Oh.
Crow loves to bake.
That's so fun.
Just this like very stoic, dry, creepy looking darkling loves to bake. But you see Crow stick their head in. Valid. They have have pitch black skin, and these kind of void white eyes, and occasionally like there's some gray speckles. You have no idea what they look like before being turned into darkling or whatnot. But it is very heartening to see the blue runic glowing tattoos that now lay upon any exposed skin that keep them safe from the light, as they can now properly visit the pair of you without a little parasol.
It's so cute.
But he gives a little head nod to both. So, are you both ready to go?
Yeah.
Good.
Actually, where are we going?
Well, you have both been summoned this day by the Hornet Lord. He apparently received a missive from your mother and wishes to pass the news on to both of you. Also, it has been so long since he's seen the little one. And Crow bends down and squeezes Tosca's cheek and goes, No!
I guess that's fine.
Good. Come along.
Okay. She's like eating.
The three of you walk through the autumn forest. Fear.
What?
I got a message and I was like, please.
Was it?
Please no.
Thank God.
Thank God.
I'm like high strung, man. Wait, let me just. Okay. Don't look.
What if I want to?
No, okay.
No. You close it.
Yeah, I closed it. I closed our DM so
Go
that
off.
it wouldn't be in my.
You can go off. Understandable. Bad
Okay.
naming? I saw that name!
Oh, yeah.
You've been chatting? Go off.
Well, not really. I just want the tea.
I'll ask later.
Yeah.
But, the three of you chat as you stroll through the autumn woods. What?
I'll tell you later.
My God. And very soon you arrive at the border of autumn and winter, where the leaves begin to be dusted over by frost. Snow begins to lay upon any curled bits of hair. You see your breath on the air. And you see the Horn Lord waiting for you. He seems to be wrestling with a pair of young, white-furred, frosty-looking satyrs. Has a very... What did you just write Esmond Klausy?
Yeah, sure. I was not causing a Stigmata.
Understand.
And I wrote dick, cock, balls. Dick, cock.
Penis.
Penis. Oh, it's right, cock. Wait, balls.
You did. He is rather good with children, so he's wrestling back and forth, them doing the push one into the snowbank and the other one goes and leaps up on the back. Yeah, literally.
They're resilient.
They're snowbanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is very large. He is 7 feet tall. He is a furbolg with gray skin, dark gray skin. He has a very imposing figure, and he has similar to Crow, faintly glowing blue runic tattoos on his exposed skin, which he is topless. Feywild moment. And he normally is wearing a massive elk mask that kind of fastens over his face with these horns that curl up and emanate this white and black fearsome light. He really only wears it on hunts, but you can see it laying in the snow nearby him, the light not currently lit. And as he turns to see you, he has a very warm smile and friendly expression, but as always you can see that glint of passing chaos behind his expression, and how he seems to hold back this immense energy and fervor and intensity that he just kind of keeps all contained very tightly. Oh there, Stigmata. Little Tosca. And he bends down and Tosca runs forward. And he grabs him and throws him up in the air. She's shrieking, laughing.
Stigmata just... Don't be catch him.
Oh, gotcha.
He'll come down eventually.
One of the satyrs is up in the tree holding the back of Tosca's shirt. Hello.
Hi.
I apologize for the early morning.
No, it's... What time? I don't know what time it is. You have a message from my mother.
Yes, I received a letter. He looks around for a moment, and you can see Tosca literally rolling in the snow with the two satyrs as they start to make snowballs and whatnot. I think it's fine if we talk about this. I received a letter that your mother's intent to propose marriage has gone well, has been received well, and more so a request has been put forth that you both come along. Normally, that is not something I'd be able to grant. However, I do not claim to know your mind, Stigmata, nor your brothers, but especially yours.
Especially my brothers.
But I'm sure you are eager to meet this family you have not had a chance to meet, or even see these new sights you have not seen. So I'm happy to pull a few favors. We use some things I've had lying in wait, and I've managed to secure permission to open the pathway for you and your brother.
That's very generous.
I was rather surprised myself, but it turns out, what with the little human city being so nearby through the veil, apparently a political connection is desired. So the court has agreed on the condition that your mother also works as essentially an ambassador for the Winter Court. Because of this does mean she is no longer required to take part of the Wild Hunt. If she wishes, she is always welcome. But I think that your mother has more than deserves a little break. And if you wish to stay there long term, you are of course welcome. If you wish to come back, I will make sure that your home is always open to you. If you wish to come hunting, well, offer's always open, but no pressure.
Yes, you don't know my mind, but I think you know that part of my mind.
I do. I would never say no to your company, though. Now, I'd like to discuss a little something.
Of course.
The political machinations of the various courts are not my preferred activity. It's rather boring, to be frank.
Politics.
Yes. Far too much talking about. But what with all of this going on, there's going to be Faye coming to the wedding, there's going to be more travel back and forth, all of that. So if you decide to stay there, I wanted you to know that you always have safety here, free from any political ramifications or whatnot. I've already sent one along for your mother when she first went there to meet, forgot her name. But I would like to provide you a gift. If you or Tosca are ever in the Feywild, whether that be here or elsewhere, and I know I've told you this before, but you need only call my name, and I will come to assist however I can. will hear it, no matter what.
You know, I've always kind of wondered, and this is no grievance on my part, but you've always been so accommodating to my family and my mother and my brother Terry's. I suppose I'm just sort of wondering why that is.
I have been told that it is not my story to tell. However, whenever I have been one to follow the rules.
Like 25% of the time.
That's against my will. It's my will.
That's what I mean, yeah.
But the previous master of the hunt was an intense person. A hard master, if you will. Hard to please, never tired of the hunt, never took a break. Truthfully, it has been so long that I no longer remember even how I joined the hunt. But I knew that I did not enjoy it in the manner that it was being held. I do not want you to think differently of your mother for this, but on one hunt, many years ago, I think you were 3 or 4 at the time, maybe 5. Immortal years don't make sense to me, but the hunt was called upon a particular beast that many of us deemed to be inappropriate to hunt. Not because of necessarily morals, as that is sometimes besides the point in a hunt, but it would have slaughtered us all. It would not have been a successful hunt, but the master would not give up on it. Pushed and pushed and pushed. And your mother, caught up in the fervor of the hunt, somehow chose her own prey. I've always admired that drive. She freed us all. Struck true.
That's kind of what? What?
Kind of badass.
Yeah, what the fuck?
She doesn't like to talk about it as she got in quite amount of trouble for it,
Yeah, no
but
kidding.
when the next master was chosen and it became me, you can be sure I removed that punishment very quickly. I don't think it is right for a child to be separated from their parent, but once you were returned to her, I swore to her that I would protect her children however I could for as long as I could. Don't worry. As you know, agreements with the Fae can be so tricky. So I made sure to say children, because even though she had one, you never know. People have fun. But that is why I made that agreement with your mother. She is somebody I admire, and she did us all a great service, whether everyone thinks that or not. I see a lot of her strength in you. I look forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Yeah, me too, to be honest. Not really sure. Not important.
If you say so. But my hearing cannot reach outside of the Feywild. At least not for simple things as calling my name. So, he reaches to a satchel on his belt, pulls out, and places a curved hunting horn in your hands.
Thank you.
It is carved with extreme care and devotion, and you can tell inlaid with an enchantment. The power to reach into the Feywild that this horn holds is very immense, so that it only has one use. However, one horn blast, and the whole of the Wild Hunt will hear it. And we will come.
Hey, yo.
Fuck? You don't say?
Goddamn.
Now, it will only work once, so I say not to waste it, but I'd like for you to have it. And you can make note in your notes somewhere or whatnot that you have the Winter's Hunt horn.
Oh my god.
Think. I think other possessions you can edit.
Oh, yeah, I can just...
Yeah.
Winter Court.
Winter's Hunt. What? Let's go!
Let's fucking go! Yeah.
Bug. And as he accepts it, he leans back and he kind of tilts his head. You know, Stigmata. I have plenty of people that call for me from day to day for various foolish reasons. So if you are calling to me because you are in danger, I think it'd be best if you used my name.
What's your name? What? Dude, I can't read your fucking writing.
What?
What's that? I can't read your writing! Wait, go, keep going. Maybe I can. It's upside down. Does he write it down?
No, he says Sarunos.
Oh. Sarunos.
Canonical name of the leader of the Wild Hunt.
Sarunos.
The Wild Hunt, sorry. Sarunos, the Horned Lord, the master of Wild Hunt.
Oh, fair enough.
Search like 5e to get the specifics, but
No, but yeah.
he is named after the Celtic deity in D&D. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. As he says that to you, and he straightens back up. Well, I'm sure you are both eager to get on your way. Isn't that right, Tosca? Tosca looks up from where, like, he's just face planted a satyr into the snow. Huh? Yeah!
Tosca, just be careful of the tips of the nose
Right, I'm sorry.
and the ears.
Yes, do my scarf.
How'd it come on?
Runs over, takes her hand.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Lord. The Horned Lord laughs and goes, thank you, children. Feel free to visit again, or come stay again. Whatever you like.
Probably will.
Understandable. Safe travels.
Thank you.
I feel, imagine it's kind of like the like an uncle that you don't talk to too much. You do, but then he does something really nice to you, and you're like,
Thanks!
It's like, it's the energy of like the neighbor's the neighbor's husband, and you know the neighbor very, very well, but you've only talked to her husband like once or twice.
yeah.
But then he just shows up like holding a beer with like a 6-pack, and he's like, "Hey kid,
You
I
want
bought
some-
you a car."
Yeah, what the fuck? And so that's a Stigmata. She's just like, okay.
Hey kid, I just gave you the power to call hundreds and hundreds of people to you. Have fun.
Yeah, yeah, you really owed it to my mom, huh?
You got the hots for my mom, huh?
You like my mom. No, you want to fuck my mom? You want my mom to fuck you?
But he leads you to a small gazebo sitting at the border. You have glimpsed this from the distance, and you've usually been warned away as you are told that it is the
Warned
domain.
away.
warned, as this is a domain of Archfey.
Oh.
However, standing there in the center of the gazebo is a fey woman of indeterminate age, of course, with high sweeping brows, medium-toned skin that's frosted over at the edges, black eyes, long pale blue hair, who gives you both a light head bow, says nothing as she turns into the air in the gazebo just with a single finger, traces something in the air, and you see as this like crack opens, beginning to spread and spread and spread. Almost like some kind of, I don't know, fault line or something.
Insane.
As she opens it, and she seems to grab onto it and gently pull it, like encourage it to open wider. And she steps back and gestures towards it, to both. From it, you can smell salt and hear the crashing of waves, but then that all fades away, and you smell things you've never smelt before. Out of character, I can tell you it is a busy street road. It is cobblestones. It is horses trotting over them. It is dirt and leaves and people and coal and baking. And
What?
it is just such like a condensed civilization smell that you have not encountered before. As you've been mainly to Fey cities, which are handled a bit differently.
Yeah.
And do you step through with Tosca?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then can you go ahead and skip to the next hug?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Stigmata, you step through, and you find yourself... Wait, here's a question. Do you have regular feet, or do you have little feet?
I have regular feet.
Pock. You hear the soft pad of your boots on stone, feel the texture under your feet, and you find that you are standing on the street of a city in a buzz of activity. There's people going to and fro, there's horses. There's all sorts of things going on, and you're kind of lost around it, kind of overwhelmed by smells and sounds and noises and all these things. And then you hear a small voice go, "Oh, hello, over here. Hi, so sorry." And you see a short, very round, Yanti, with black hair and kind of blue-green scales, and thick-rimmed glasses, and these kind of like magician-like robes, who gives you a little wave. Hi, sorry.
Hi.
I was sent to receive you. Hi, I'm your soul Sota. It's lovely to meet you. Sorry, I'm assuming so many things. I'm guessing, you're Chivalry's kids? Since you appeared out of a portal where I was told to look.
Yeah, yes.
Lovely. Perfect. Hi again.
Hi.
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 Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Lovely
great.
to meet you. Lovely.
What's that?
Oh, that is a
I'm
typical...
kidding.
Okay. Everybody. There's such like a clear energy of like anxiety, but not like bad anxiety, just general anxiety.
Yeah.
And you see now that there's like a few people standing about that aren't quite like dressed like soldiers, but definitely are like part of the same group. They all have like jackets. You can see like snake emblems on some of them. Yeah, they've got like the stealth-sided serpents.
Like leather.
Yeah, but they're kind of gathered around, like looking around, clearly like guarding Osol, and now you, as you can see, some of them move to like kind of brush away some people who are getting too close to you, Tosca. It is lovely to meet you, Stigmata. And Tosca, lovely to meet you. And Tosca's like kind of hiding behind you, like peeking around the edge of your shirt.
He's a little shy sometimes. Usually.
I totally get it. Me too.
But yeah, Stigmata, Tosca, you already know, I assume. Is your son?
Yes.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Ishu's niece. You do know your mother's lover's name.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
No. Make it
Something is
easy.
itchy.
I'm so tired.
I'm sorry. We
No,
take a break.
I'm fine.
This is a fine time to take a break and continue a different.
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
We also have to go soon.
Fair enough. We have to. Well, if we have to go soon, this is a good time to put pause and continue later because there is still more.
But I want to keep going.
Well, think of it this way: we can. Now we'll have something to play tomorrow too.
But I want to know things.
You will know things. Trust me.
Man, okay, recording
You already
stopping.
know so many things.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.